Hello, Willa. Good morning. Hey, I've just been texting you a little bit back and forth. And yeah, I think a lot of these, I think all of these movements, some of them you've been doing for quite some time, but we're seeing these breakthroughs with them, with the bridging, also with the rocking, and then the openers. And then we got a couple new ones in there, which is the hinges, and then the archers. But and the openers too. But I think all of these definitely could use, a little bit of time and deepening. But I wanted to send you a quick video just to give you some cues and maybe some next steps on these. Okay. Now, if anything at all is causing irritation or hurting, please let me know, because one, I can either modify or adjust it, and two, we can take a look at it further. But anyways, I got a good understanding at least of how you're moving, and so I thought I'd give you a couple things to think about. So we still have our rocks, our openers, our bridges, our archers, our hinge supported, and then our plank. And so going through these, the rocks, I feel totally comfortable. I know you have that down. And we had a range of like 10 to 30 reps, which, it's really a movement to loosen you up and to get you ready. So it's also doing our squat patterning right now, while the squat is just a little too taxing on that bursa. So it's really important that we keep those rocks in. And one of my questions to you on the text was, how many times are you going through that circuit? If you're going through twice, great. Are you going through 3 times? Depending on your volume, I'm going to probably end up giving you, an idea of maybe how you can step up extra reps or go through another time or whatever it might be. But I'll wait till I hear more about that. The openers. So the openers are ones we've been doing 10 reps where you start up high, you come down by the hips, and you really spiral these thumbs pointed backward. See how that opens my chest up here? And then I come all the way back up and I come back down. Right? And the biggest cue, and the reason why we were able to put these in last week, was because now you're getting this great awareness of where your pelvis is. And you're able to keep it there and not arch your low back. Therefore, when you push or pull back like that, you keep it in the shoulder and not your low spine. So the points I would tell you to focus on is continue to externally rotate. If you watch my hand here, I'm rolling the thumb back as I come up. Right, I'm doing this with 2 hands, sorry. Look for length in your collarbone as you open up, right? We don't want it there. We're trying to keep it open. And then continue to watch that low back, no arching. Number 3 was the bridge. And so this is the big one. This one is really, out of most of your movements, what's strengthening your glutes. And now that squats are out, it's really a time to continue working on this. And these are getting better and better and better. So we had all 3 positions: basic hip lift, staggered left, staggered right, getting 10 reps each, right? Chances are you're still not at full hip extension. At least that's where we were last week. So when you come up into your bridge, right, I get my feet set, I bridge up. I'm trying to get my hips up as high as I can without arching the low back. Now, what we've been finding with you is that you're able to keep that awareness of not arching your low back, but we're unable to give full hip extension yet. Part of that is from tight hip flexors, and part of that is just a pattern that's been happening. So my cues on that is stay with the reps, 10, 10, and 10. But keep that in mind, that you're leading that hip extension with your pelvis. Don't arch your low back, but we're looking to get more extension. And it can be confusing because if you arched your back, it would seem like you're getting more extension, but that's extension from your back, not from your hip. So Staying with those same reps, I think, is smart. Just keep bringing high quality to that. And I'm hoping next week we can either adjust by giving you a couple more reps to do and or give you the next progression. But we really got to see that hip extension first. The archers, totally fine. As long as they're not hurting your thumb of the holding hand, I think those are great to do. Remember, don't let that shoulder come up. And then your hinges. So the hinges were the movement that we added where you had support here, right? And then you were hinging back. And that's a great one for hamstrings and glutes as well. And it's also a way for us to kind of not impact the bursa. So that's been a win. We're trying to get to a point where you can get to an unsupported hinge. But for now, stay with the supported. I think we have 10 reps there. And just, think about, if I did take those hands away, how much support I would need in both feet to be able to do that motion and hold myself up. Okay? And then we had plank. And this is a question I have for you. On the plank, we were doing 20 seconds at a time. And really, that was because if you went longer, you would start feeling that bursa. You and I talked about doing 25 seconds, and you felt like you could do that. I'm curious if that's been okay. If it has been, then I want you to stay at 25 seconds. Don't increase this week. I'm still curious about how many times you're doing it. If you're doing 2 or 3 sets of that, I definitely want to know, because then we can increase it a different way there. But please let me know what the time is on your plank now. Otherwise, Willa, that's it. I'll wait to hear back from you on those questions as far as volume. And then, are you doing those movements every day? Do you skip a day? We had talked about skipping a day. I'm just curious how it's worked out for you. And then also let me know how the elliptical's been going. Anyways, have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll send you a text for next week. Maybe we can meet Friday at 2:30. Seems to be a working time. Anyways, have a good weekend. Bye.